Hello everybody, it's Larry and welcome to today's video. Now, originally I had planned and was working on a video starting from scratch. And by starting from scratch, I had removed everything on my tree. No mother, no father, no wife, no kids, no date of birth, no place of birth. The only thing I knew was my name, and that, as we will find out, is actually not correct. So that was the plan. But I was going to show you how to do it using your DNA matches. This video changed, and the reason it changed is because I came across an incredibly serious flaw in the Ancestry DNA matches. Now, in order to do it, it's going to take a little bit of time. There's actually several bugs that we're going to come across. Some of the bugs are annoying, but when you see these annoying bugs, you know now you're having actually more serious ones that you might not catch. I'm in this video am going to show you the workaround, okay? And if you stay all the way through this, I'm going to show you the bug and I'm going to show you the workaround and how you know that it clears out this bug. So, and this is true whether you're using Firefox or Chrome, and I'll show you in both Firefox and Chrome. This is something you need to share. Everybody who is using the Ancestry DNA match list needs to watch this video, because if you don't follow the workaround that I show you at the end, you are potentially really messing up and making some, bad clusters, for lack of a better. So let's get into it. I know people are going to complain that it's blurred or not blurred. And if I blur it, you can't see the errors. There is literally no way, because when I click on a person's page, I can blur this top part in here, but this is the part that's got the error. This is the trigger. And if I blur this, you can't see it. So for those Puritans out there, I'm just going to say, hey, at the last convention that was held, Krista Cowan did not have hers blurred, so please don't waste your time putting in the comments that I should have blurred these. If Ancestry's official videos, for her DNA matches at Roots Tech isn't blurred, don't put that expectation on me. Let's just put that out there right now. This video is about a serious flaw. You either want to know it and help people and help them fix it, or you don't. That's on you. Okay? I'm just going to say that point blank. That's on you. I came across this. You need to know about it. You need to know what steps you need to take in order to make sure this doesn't mess you up. All right? So, with that in mind, here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to begin clustering. And to begin clustering, and this is going to go into the other, I'm going to start the first part beyond extended family. I'm going to click on the person's name. Now, what this is really doing is like a Venn diagram. You have a circle that's you, all your matches, a circle that's them and all their matches, and then you're going to overlay those circles, and we're looking at that intersection between the two Venn diagrams whenever you're doing the DNA matches. I know you're watching this for the bug, but I want to explain what we're doing as we go on so it's consistent with the clustering video that's coming out. All right, so I want to add this person to a group. And because this is going to be a lot of clustering in order to trigger these, because there's two major flaws, and so I'm going to have to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to repeat this. I'm just going to shortcut it, and we're just going to call it 1. Now notice when I click number 1, it didn't go away. I click save. Save is gone. I can click save now forever, and it's not going to do anything. I can either click out here or I click X. Now I'm going to click X. Remember, I've already clicked save. All right, the 1 is gone. Click here, it's here. Okay, so that's not the bug, but it's telling you that you've now triggered an error condition. As a programmer, you have what's called like a try catch, and it does your piece of code, and then if something doesn't work like it's expected and throws an error condition, it goes to a catch mode, in which case it allows it to continue and it makes certain assumptions in that continuation. That's what we're dealing with here. All right, so I'm going to come right here and I'm going to do the shared matches. Now, I'm going to have to do this in order to show you some of the big flaws, which means there's going to be gaps and missing people in the DNA match list. It's just going to completely skip over those. I'm going to have to duplicate this in a certain order. So we're going to go, and that means we're going to have a longer video than probably what we wanted. I can show you a simple error condition, but I want to show you all the errors because some of them are incredibly serious. And so we're going to just scroll down through here, and we're going to go all the way down to distant. And that's what I was doing in my previous videos. We're just going to go all the way down to the distant. All right? And if you're Ancestry and you want to know this, you want to hire me, to do some QA, I actually know exactly what the conditions are that trigger this. And your programmers can probably figure it out after watching this because they know their code too. I know their code because, well, I've coded long enough to know after a while, what's behind the scenes just by, seeing it execute. So here we go. We're down to distant family. We're going to assign them to group 1, and we're going to do add to family. Now, and this is what we do. This is just us clustering, right? So now we're going to go down to the next person down below them. So we're here with the extended family. They got the yellow dot. We're going to go to the next person. And we're going to do add to group. Create a custom group. And I'm going to call it 2. Now, see right here, this used to say 1 of 24. And that was one of my first inclinations that something wasn't the same as what it used to be. I'm going to click Save. Now, notice how this went from black to a lighter black. And I'm going to click X again. See how it went light and it created custom group. Now it says edit group. And that's this again, I'm pointing this out for the people at Ancestry. And I click X again. I now had to click it more times, but notice my drop down's gone. It didn't leave my drop down. And so I now have to click on it, assign it, and click out. So again, we're going to go through the same process that we did before because again, once we get down to like number 7 and 8, we're going to see something that's just going to blow your mind. So we're going to come through here. Yeah, I'm promising a lot, huh? You're watching this video going, he better carry through. Yeah, I'm telling you folks, if you're like me and you rely on the Ancestry, clustering and stuff like this, this is really, really significant. All right, so we should do the group and ungroup all. 2 things. 1, it would solve this bug. 2, it would keep me from having to click on these sometimes multiple times when I think that I clicked on it and I haven't. That gets really annoying. I'm clicking like this one, going, come on, here we go. Click on it multiple times, and do it. You could save me a whole lot of heartbreak from having to do that. And I'm just so you know, if every search angel that's out there, everybody that's helping other people, when you're having to do this over and over again, please do a group ungroup all. For goodness sakes, please. All right, so here we go. We're going to scroll down. We're going to do the next one in the list. We're going to go down to the extended family, do the next one that's not clustered, which is right here. All right, we're going to add them. We're going to call them number 3. And again, we don't know the names here, so it doesn't matter. Plus, this is a bug video. All right, now watch what's happening. Create custom group and click Save. All right, now this goes away. It did change a little bit of color here. 1, 2, 3. Notice how many we have here. All right, so we're now, click on that, assign them 3, click out, do the shared matches, add to group. All right, we're going to go through there. I do like that it pops up to the top. At first it was annoying because I was about to click on it and popped up. But I like this because now I get more on the page to start. So I do kind of like that. And I like the fact that there's green around the outsides because as I page down to the next group, I can tell, did I click that one above? See right here, that's kind of covered up, but I can see this green line. So I know that I don't have to scroll up in order to get that. So I do like it on its CSS, the style sheets, that it does highlight that, green, make it a little bit thicker with the green. I do like that. So I scroll up here, and so I can't tell on that one if it is or not. So yeah, I scroll up, there's green, so I don't have to scroll up more. I just have to scroll up just enough to start to see the box, and then I know whether I have it or not. All right, so again, multiple clicks on the same one, very annoying. And I have the hand, so I know I'm over, quote unquote, the clickable region, but it doesn't take it. All right, sign it number 3. Sign it number 3. Oh man. All right, so come up in here. Go to the back button. Again, I'm using that. And see how it's doing the auto refresh here? I just want to point that out. It's doing the auto refresh. Hint for people at Ancestry, it's not doing what you think it's doing. All right, that's your clue. All right, so we're going to come here. We're going to add a group. We're going to add custom group number 4. And we're going to click Save. And then notice again, we can't click Save anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4. So we're creating this condition. So we're going to assign it number 4 here. And then add to group. All right. And then we're going to get over here. We're already the distant family here. Page down. And I'm going as fast as I can here because I know you're really here to see this bug, but I've got to do this in order to create the conditions. And so, you know, it's kind of one of those necessary evils. Alrighty, so here we go. Page down. All right, so we're all the way down at the bottom of the list. And now we're going to just go back to the main DNA list. I'm going to look and see, do we have our error condition yet? Yes, we do. All right, folks, here we go. Now you get to see it in play. And there's 2 error conditions, okay? There's 2 in play. One, see this right here, it says MR. We haven't clustered them yet. But look right here, it says 1 of 3 matches. So this is MR managed by Jim Reynolds at 253. So I'm going to go to the next one. MR is 37. MR is 37. So we've got 2 of those 37s and 1 of the 253s. And as we keep going, we're going to end up with 3 of these 253s and, you know, a lot of the others. Let's see if the other error condition is present yet. Yes, it is. All right, so right here, we've got 134 centimorgans. And then the next person in my DNA match list is 27 centimorgans. Now, looky here. This is my DNA match list. There are no filters. There's no reset filters. I have, you know, I'm not selecting any groups, nothing, okay? This is just my DNA match page. But the error condition that we have right now is when I scroll down, okay, and I don't, you know, if I'm just scrolling down through my DNA match list, I think these are my DNA matches. I have no reason to think differently, all right? But there's this huge gap at 134 down to 27. Now I'm going to keep scrolling down as it pulls its autofill. Look, I'm at the 40s now. Let's go back here. 21, 21, 40. 39s, 38s, okay, I'm going to go fast down to 21 and to 40 and to 20 and to 40. And I'm pulling down on the right. You can see this. I apologize for the fast scroll, but you know, you can see these numbers if you're looking right in here. We're at 37, 36, okay? All right, so now we're getting back to a normal. What's going to happen now, every time I add a group, I'm going to create another subgroup of data inside of my DNA match list. It's going to repeat these groups over and over. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got everybody, because look, I've got everybody. We're gonna get these huge errors right here, 134 to 27, and then we're gonna go down to 20, and then back up to 40. Here's 21, 40. Okay, and that's because of the way it goes back and forth between pages. We've got this error condition, but in that last one we did for the number 4 person, because we went all the way to the bottom of our list, we created this terrible condition. There is a fix, and I told you I would show the fix to you. Okay, and now it's not like you do it one time and it's fixed. It continues. Now, I said that this was prevalent in Firefox and also in Chrome. So here we go, DNA matches. All right, so it's got the clusters that we did with Firefox, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of continue clustering just briefly And I'm going to show you that the error condition then will start becoming. Now, notice in here, 134 goes down to 132, 128. I didn't clear the error condition on the other page. This is the person here that on the other one, let's go back down to the 134. 134, and let's go back down. 134, and then down to 27. So here we go, and here's the same 134 to 132, and 128, 126, 122. All the people that I'm missing, all the people that I'm not clustering, all the people, that is a serious flaw. But we're not here to embarrass Ancestry. We're here to show you, here's the error, here's the fix. So let's go to a person over here, and we're going to add a group. We're going to do number 5. Okay? And I'm going to show you that this is a browser independent error. Notice that there wasn't any of the problems like we had before. This stayed here. So when I did it, I could just click it. We're done. All right? So I'm going to click on the shared matches, and I'm just going to add a few to the group here, because we've already created the all the way down error that you see the gaps. I don't need to show you the gap error again. Now notice this. There are 0 in here, and that's because of the page. It's really kind of yeah, well, that's a whole different issue. That's a personal preference. That's not a bug. That's just, it's kind of a frustrating thing. All right, so we're going to go down and find the next one to do. So we're going to have to go down our list, find another one to cluster. Come right here. We're going to go cluster this one. So now that we've already done one, and so now that we're doing a second one on Chrome, watch this, click Save, doesn't go away. Change the stuff here. Notice that it added it here, okay? I click X, this is still popped up. I can use it. I'm going to do a shared match. I'm just going to do a couple because we're into the error condition now on Chrome. So this is not a browser dependent, thing. So we'll go here, we're going to go back, and we're going to go on down. Here we're not necessarily wanting the next one at this point. We're just wanting to get people. I don't want to do it here. Actually, that actually clears one of the errors, by the way. All right, so we come here, and we're going to add number 7. And click Save. That's 1, 2, 3. And you can see that it was popped down, but it went away when I did the third one. So now I have to click it and add it again. All right, and I'll show you that one more time. We're going to just add these people to the group. Just add a couple. Add them to number 7. All right, scroll back up to the top. Use the back button. Again, well, on Chrome, it's not doing the reload at all, so it's just guaranteed to error, it looks like. All right, so we're going to go to the next person, and let's add them to a group. Next one would be number 8. Okay, so we do 8. I'm going to click Save. Watch how dark this is. Okay, now watch how dark this is. See how it gets lighter? And you can see our drop down is back here. All right, we're going to click it again. All right, the drop down's gone. Click it again. And so we have added these in Chrome. Over here, we didn't have those same ones yet. So the fix for this is every time you come back to the DNA match list page, and I'm just going to show it to you. Let's go to the 134. Okay, there's our error condition, the 134 to the 27s. And then, I mean, this is indicative of the gap. Once we fix this, the rest of them are going to be fixed with the same thing. All you have to do, every time you cluster a person in Ancestry, when you go back, it does a refresh. I'm going to do one more just so you see it. Okay? I'm going to go to this person's page. Come here, do number 9. And then 1, 2, 4, 5. And that's because that's how many I had done in Firefox. The number of errors I did in Chrome were over there. The number of times I had to click it, because we went back and forth between the browsers. The errors in Chrome and the errors in here is counting the errors in Firefox. Okay, so I've done the group. I'm going to add to the group. I'm going to do a cluster. I'm just going to add a couple of people real quick. All right. Just so we continue perpetuating our error condition here. All right. Now I'm going to click the back button. Now watch what the page does. See how it auto refreshes? I'm not doing that. This is an auto reload. Now, what is the purpose of an auto reload? The auto reload, the purpose that Ancestry is doing is so that they reload this page and clear that. But it's not clearing the browser. Because they don't have like a Pragma no cache or something of that nature, the variables are still, some of them are still there. And once we're still perpetuating that error condition, okay? And even though we're on my DNA match list, we're still perpetuating error conditions. We've got that 134 to 27. It's a very consistent error condition, even though they've reloaded the page for us. But if you reload the page, when you come to this page, you can hit F5. There's 12 keys across the top of your keyboard, F1 through F12. If you hit F5, okay, it reloads the page. The difference is that reloads and clears the cache for the browser. See, what they're not doing is they're not forcing the clear. So it's keeping some of these variables. All right? The other thing you can do is hold down Shift and hit that reload button. And it will also do the same thing. And you notice when I hovered over it, let's do it again, hover over, and it says reload current page, you can do Control R. So this time I'm doing Control R. That also reloads it. All three of those clear the error condition. Clear the error condition. So every time you go and you cluster a person, you have to, when you come back to this main page, hit F5, Control R, or Shift Reload to clear the error. If you don't do that, you're having a problem. So now we're going to go back down to 134, and it's fixed. So 134, 139, 38, where are we at? It auto paged, it jumped me down. 118, you already know it works because there's there, 134. All right, 134, there's 132. It fixed it. All right. Now, I can put it back into the air condition simply by going to a person, adding a group, creating a custom group. We'll call this one 10. Click Save. All right. So we got the first one. We're fairly clear here. All right. We're good, right? We're going to do a shared match. Add a couple of people to it. Yes, I know. All right, so we're going to add a couple of people to it, add to group. We're just going to add 2 people to it just because we're trying to get through this as painless as possible. All right, so add to group. Now, when we go back, because this is not really doing a clear, this reload that it does automatically because it's not clearing, we're now in error condition. Error, not air conditioning, error. I'm going to have to work on my English here. The error conditioning. All right, so we come up here. We're going to add a group. We're going to create a group. We're going to call it 11. Now watch here. Save. See, it goes. All right. See how we're here. Click it again because we've done 2 now since we've done our refresh on the previous page. Okay, we've done it. This is the second one we've made. When we do the third one, we'll have to do that the third time. So go to shared matches. Let's just add a couple just to show you. All right, just a couple here. Doesn't matter how many. Do a number 11. All right, so we're going to go up. So again, we're in an error condition. And so we're going to come through. Alrighty. Now, we're not in the full error condition because you notice the 134s are still there. You actually have to go and cluster down and do the auto refresh on the pages, on subsequent pages, in order to trigger some of the gaps, which you would be doing if you're clustering. We did it in the original part of this video, but that's what really makes the trigger. So let's find another one that's not clustered. Okay, so here we're going to do Jeanette, add to group. We're going to make number 12. How many times do you think we're going to have to click on this one? 1, 2, 3. Because this is the third one after we've done the reload. All right? So we're not going to do the shared matches there, but there you have it. The moral of this story is every time you cluster on a page, you have to come here, and even though they do the reload of the page for you, you must hit F5 or Control R or Shift and reload on your own. If you don't, it will mess up your clusters. It'll mess them up. You will have gaps. You will have repeats. It gets worse. I'm not going to go on that, but in order to get to the worst conditions, you have to continue on. But it really starts getting bad. You're going to see people repeating, not just the gaps, but you'll see people's names repeating. I showed you one repeated 2 or 3 times. They'll start repeating as many times as you have a cluster. So right here, I've now got 12 clusters. The first one doesn't create that error. It's the second one and beyond. So I would have groups and chunks of my DNA match list repeating 11 times right now had I not done a refresh or not gone over to the other browser. If I'd done it all this in one browser, you can have a really serious condition. Now, I haven't put this through the paces like this in a long time. I've been helping other people, been off a bit. But this one's serious. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. And again, I get it. People want this, to be fuzzed out before you share it. Folks, this is serious enough. And again, go back, look at the Roots Tech video from Ancestry, Krista Callan. She has hers like that. Don't give me grief on that. It is what it is. All right. This is a serious flaw. Let's get the word out so that people know that when you cluster, all you got to do is when you come over here and you're clustering somebody, let's say we're clustering this person. Whenever I click add edit groups and I come over here and I cluster all of these names, okay? When I'm done, I click the back button and it takes me back to the main DNA match list, and the Ancestry does that auto refresh. I must follow that with my own F5 refresh. If I do that, I clear that out. If you don't do that, it doesn't clear it out. You get into that error condition and it can get really serious. Now, here's the question that I have. I don't have a Mac. Does this happen the same way on Mac? Can you repeat this on Mac? Is it the fact that Ancestry is testing their stuff Mac in a Mac browser that it doesn't catch this? I don't know. I'd like to know from some of you guys who use MacBooks or iMacs or any of the fancy dancy Apple stuff. I can't afford the Apple stuff. If you guys want to donate me a MacBook, hey Ancestry, if you want to donate me a MacBook, feel free, and help QA some of this. But I don't know if this works with MacBook as well or if it errors with MacBook. I don't know. So some of y'all who have it, put it down in the comments. Let me know, do you get the same errors? And go through there. And the key that you've hit the error condition, and error condition, not air conditioning, is when you get here and you're adding to the group and you create a new group. This is a hint number 1 that something's not right, because it should tell you right now that this is number 13 of 24. It used to, and you can see that in my old videos. I click here. If it goes straight right here, we're not in an error condition. If we do 14, and it's because we haven't done the assignments. So we did 2 right there. We didn't get the error. But once we come over here and we add people to the groups, add them to number 14. Especially if I scroll and it does an auto page pop, that creates a new error condition. All right, so now when I go to do another one and I do an add group, see right here? Look at that. That's a big clue. Let's find one of those that doesn't have, there we go. Whoops, popping around. Come on. What it's doing right now is actually multiple popping in those additional of the same thing, and that's why it was jumping around on me right there. So now I got to pull back down to somebody that doesn't have it. So the one that says add to group, that was okay, but the ones here, with the pencil now, they're clean. All right, so here we're gonna go up to the person, we're gonna go add to group, and we're gonna add number 15. and see how we didn't get away. It's saved. It's right here. It's going to stay here this time, but then the next time we do one, it's going to go away. So here we're going to go 15, do a shared match, just to, keep it to the error conditioning, add to a group. All right, assign to number 15. And then when we go back and we do this page, we're going to pick another person on here. And it really doesn't matter which person. We're going to come here, go to the person, add them to a group. This time we're going to call it 16. Save, click, and go away. All right. So there you have it. There's the error condition. There's how to get away from it. Once you cluster, you go to the page here, go back to the main page there. Have no idea why it popped up a map there. All right, so I'm going to hit F5 and it refreshes it. Make sure on the DNA match list page, every time you come to this page, hit F5. It will save you a lot of headaches down the road. It'll save you a lot of confusion down the road. It'll help you when you think you've clustered things in a certain way and you really haven't, okay? You're going to be trusting that the list is the full list. You're not going to probably spot the gap of 134 to 27 like I did, or the multiples of the same people like I did. And again, if I got 15, 16 now, it's going to repeat some of those 15, 16 times. You're going to have gaps, and then you're going to have repeats, and it's just going to be a total mess up. And again, that's Firefox, and that's also on Chrome, on Windows. Don't know the result on Mac. I'm not going to tell you, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a scary video. This really is scary. It makes me wonder, and some of the people that I've helped, did I miss something? Did I not catch it? I usually have a pretty good eye for stuff like this, but I've got a couple now that I feel like, have beat me, and I didn't see the answers, and I'm wondering if this isn't part of it. It really makes me double check. I'll have to go back and recluster some stuff for some people, just to double check that I didn't let this slip through my fingers. I don't know when this started. If I was going to guess, my guess is going to be at the point where they added the pop-ups here, where I say add to group, where they added the X's here. I'm guessing it has been prevalent since then. Because to be honest, I didn't have a need. I either solved things quickly or didn't have a need to go through it with the fine-tooth comb that I was doing on the video I was making. And the video I was making this time, like I said, was starting from absolute scratch, because people have come to me, they've already done clustering typically. My goal, I was making a video on here's me with nothing and here's how I figured out. And starting doing this, of course, I always look at every step with scrutiny, and I just started noticing these flaws. And after I did, I had to stop the video and say, listen, we got to do a whole new video on just the problems with the AncestryDNA match list. This is a serious flaw, folks, serious flaw. It can really mess up your clusters. So hopefully somebody there will see this video and realize, yeah, and I think the fix is fairly simple. Yeah, in fact, I know there's one way to fix it, real simple, and that's on that reload, and the way it caches and on the variables. So I don't think that this is going to take too long for them to fix. Either way, whether it takes them 1 day or it takes them 1 month or 2 months, the longest it's ever taken them to fix something we pointed out, it's been about 2 months. But regardless, it's still a good idea to hit F5 when you get back to that DNA match page. Just get used to it. Make it part of your process. So any of you who've gotten that clustering step-by-step PDF from me, what I'm going to say now is right here where it says go back to the DNA match page, right in, like 5B or whatever number it is, hit F5 for refresh. That's just a good, you should do it anyway, to help clear out maybe variables that, shouldn't be carrying over. All right, there you have it. Pass it around, folks. We got to get the word out on this one. This is an important one. So this one will bypass the members area and go straight to public because this is big.